Welcome to the podcast. Hello, I'm Megumi. So it's been a while to have an English podcast. I'm back. And then so today's guest is, so we always have Johnny as a guest in the English podcast, but today we have Kelly.
Hello everyone.
Hi.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, so she's my friend and also she's my student. Yeah, so let's talk about a little bit our history, like how we met.
Sure.
Yeah. So
I'll let you start first.
So she joined my park yoga class 3 years ago, around 3 years ago. Yeah, and at that time I just started teaching yoga in English. Yeah, so I had been having an English yoga class for free before that online. Yeah. So, but I quit that free class and kind of I switched to have more like proper class.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then kind of you are the like first student.
Did I really?
Yeah. Proper student.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I think I found out about you through the Facebook. Yeah, like the post that you post up.
Yeah, about the park
yoga.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is good. So I joined. And you know, sometimes it's hard to make the connection with like your teachers. But you gave me the kind of like, you actually care like how my body move and it's very nice. So I'm like, I'm going to continue with this teacher.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, now you know. I keep it as a secret.
Yeah, that's so sweet.
Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, she moved to Japan for her work. So can you talk about a little bit like your history briefly?
Like,
yeah, why you come to Japan, something like that.
So basically I was in Australia and then finished university. But then at that time, the COVID hit. So I couldn't find a job because my job is in education. So it's very hard for me to find a job at that time. So I just work as a part-time in the chemist, like the drugstore. Then I think one of the family's friends, she was in the JET program before. The JET program is like the Japanese Japanese exchange teaching. Yeah. And then I just applied for it. In my mind, I was like, nah, I'm not going to get it. I don't know because I haven't been to Japan before. Like Japan it's just the country for me. I know nothing about it. Okay. And then I just applied and then I got in and then I moved here.
Oh, it's kind of like, you got a job.
Yeah.
And you passed the test.
I passed. Yeah. It's not an exam. I had to do an essay. And then after the essay, they said, oh yeah, you've been shortlisted. And then I got into the interview. And then I passed the interview. And they said, okay, you're going to Japan. I'm like,
oh, it's kind of like really fast.
I'm like, okay.
It's still during COVID, right?
Yeah.
In 2020.
In 2020. So I think because I was in Australia. So Australia is kind of safe place for COVID at that time. We had like very low cases, like the number of cases. So Australians and New Zealanders are allowed to go to Japan at that time. But American or other countries, like they couldn't go that year. So yeah, I was here in the middle of COVID, quarantine.
2020.
Yeah, first time. Got to Japan, straight to quarantine hotel for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Everything was online. It's just weird, but it's exciting at the same time. Yeah.
So you haven't been to Japan before that, right?
No.
So what did you think of Japan at that time? What's your image about Japan?
Honestly, I don't know. Like before I came, for me, like Japan, whenever I think about Japan, I think about sakura.
cherry
or
blossom. Oh,
kimono.
yeah.
That was it for me because
really?
I know nothing about the Japanese culture. Like I know, like we're all part of Asia, but of course, I know Japan has like a deep like cultures as well. But when I came, the first thing I've noticed was people are very nice.
Oh, wow.
You
That's
guys,
nice.
super nice.
So, for example,
as soon as I got out of the airplane, I know it's in the middle of COVID, so everything's like very, I don't know, it's like lots of pressure going on because of the transmission and like people come in one airplane, so it's like very hectic.
yeah, like you needed to wear a face mask, like very little contact.
Yeah, it's already a pressure for me to move to another country, but during the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So everything is like stacking up. But then like during the quarantine, people were very nice. They helped out a lot. Like whenever the lady came to my room to clean, she was like, oh, how are you today? Or do you need anything else? I'm like, thank you. I've been stuck in this room for like
2 weeks.
forever. But like small interaction like that is like very nice. And people always say like whenever you go to the stores or anywhere, basically, they just say, oh, ohayou gozaimasu or konnichiwa. I'm like, oh, you guys are so nice. But of course,
greeting each other.
So yeah, very polite, I would say.
Yeah, I'm working as a tour guide right now, so I started new job. So and then I've met many guests from foreign overseas. Yeah, and then many people mention like how Japanese are pride. Yeah, and then nice. Yeah.
They're willing to help if you need. That's the surprise. And yeah, I don't know. I feel safe here.
Oh,
like, I'm not saying Australia's not safe or any other country is not safe, but Japan, I feel like I can walk out there in the middle of the night and I know that I'm gonna be okay. So that's another thing about Japan that I like.
Yeah. So there are many differences between like Australia and Japan. So yeah. How should I say? So before you came to Japan, like what's the reaction of your family? So
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I hope my family's not gonna listen to this.
I'm sorry.
Nah, it's all good. All good.
Yeah, because completely another country, right? There's no connection. So it's kind of tough decision to move, especially during the pandemic. Yeah.
So basically, like my background is Vietnamese, and we Asian like family like very traditional for some reason, even though we're in Australia. And I'm the only daughter as well. Like I'm the only child. And
in your family,
just me and my mom. So I'm like the only kids that she had, and my mom can't speak English well, and she rely on me a lot. But when I said to my mom, like, Mom, I'm gonna move to, Japan because I want to experience the culture and like I want to live my life, because she knows that I love traveling already. And I think half of her, she was like, why are you leaving me? Or like, why are you doing this to me? She kind of disappointed. But I had to sit down with her and I have to explain like, Mom, this is my life, like I understand how you feel, but you need to understand how I feel as well. Especially we're young, like I'm young. I want to experience the world. I want to learn. So, and she was like, oh no, you are right. And she kind of proud of me, to be honest.
Oh, that's nice.
So she's very supportive now. She said, whatever makes me happy, she's happy. And same for her, like whatever she wants to do, she do it. Or she does it. Sorry, my English. Yeah. But it was sad to leave the family, but it's just like once I have not the distance, but when I'm being independent by myself, the family kind of like, oh yeah, she grows. Like they could tell like I'm growing up. So it's hard, but it's rewarding.
True. And then kind of they know now, so you're capable.
Yeah. So highly recommend people to do something that's a bit crazy in their life. I like that.
Yeah, we need to try new things. Yeah, we need to challenge. Yeah.
Have to. So life is short, I would say. So just try it. You know.
So you used to be like adventurous person even before you came to Japan?
Kinda. I don't know. I'm the girl who likes to go out and explore new places. But before, when I was with my, I would say, Vietnamese friends, they kind of shy and they don't like to go out much, basically.
So, you mean in Australia?
In Australia or even in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the box where I want to do it, but I don't have anyone to do it.
You mean like they're basically in the comfortable zone?
Yeah. So, but for me, I want to step out. But then, you know, like when you're in the environment where people don't show you the support and they say that thing is wrong, you can't do it. So you just think like, oh yeah, maybe they're right.
Yeah.
But then after I moved to Japan, I'm like, no, this is actually fun. Like I met new people. I've learned so much already. So yeah, I think I'm the adventurous girl who likes to go out, explore new places, even though now it's like I have friends to go with me, but if they're too busy, I'm going to go by myself. Why would I stop myself? Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, you talked to me before, like kind of being alone, doing alone something is quite normal in Japan, right? Yeah.
That's the big thing about Japan as well. Like you go to Australia, if you go to the restaurant, you need to be with someone.
Yeah.
And it's
like
kind of like
couple of friends.
Yeah. And it's like the pressure, like you have to take someone with you. If you go there by yourself, eating by yourself, people will look at you like, whoa, poor girl. Or like, kawaii so. I'm like, no.
It's weird.
It is kind of weird.
You mean like even though you're in a fast food restaurant, something like a very casual place.
Yeah. It's not, I wouldn't say weird now. I feel bad, but it's kind of like people keep looking at you and wondering like, why you're here by yourself.
Yeah.
Is something wrong with you?
Maybe like you go to McDonald's by yourself. It's like, what?
Yeah. And they was like, they keep looking like, are you okay? Or I just feel like there's a pressure of you have to be with someone in order to go out.
Yeah.
And especially movie night.
Movie night. Oh, movie.
Yeah. Going to the movie at nighttime, especially like I don't dare to go by myself because people are like, oh, 2 tickets? I'm like, no, 1. And they look at me like, okay. Yeah, but here in Japan, it's like you can do whatever you want.
It's totally normal to watch film by yourself. Yeah.
I did so many times and I loved it.
prefer leisure than like maybe it's more like comfortable sometimes.
I agree. Like,
yeah.
Especially in the movie, you don't talk to people.
Yeah.
You're
You
here
don't
to
need
watch.
to. Yeah.
Like, why would you need someone to be there with you? I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's very normal in Japan.
I
So
like it.
many people do whatever. So by yourself, even the travel.
Oh.
Yeah, go to restaurant maybe. Yeah.
I believe do things by yourself doesn't mean like you don't want to socialize with people. Doing things by yourself is like you using that time for you. Like you're taking care of your soul as well. Like because being around with people for too long, you kind of forget who you are or what you want because you get influenced by so many opinions.
True.
Yeah.
and you need to sacred space inside.
Like you need to know what you really want, not based on what people say. That's me.
Yeah, I know. So that's a great thing about you. Kind of you can reflect on yourself and you really think deeply. Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah. So that's kind of, it's not something everyone can do.
I think part of it is because I'm here, I'm being independent. And I also like having yoga lessons with you as well. And you taught me like sometimes you talk to me, but like very in another kind of in another way. I just look at things in different angles. So when you talk, I kind of reflect on what you told me and I reflect on myself. And being part of your class is like, oh yeah, breathe in and then release out all the bad energy. I'm kind of like, okay, I listen to my body, what's keeping me heavy.
Yeah.
I learned to let it go as well. So part of it is because of you. You've been listening to my dramas for 3 years already. So
kind of healing session.
Yeah, it's like my free therapist. So yeah.
Counseling time.
No, you helped a lot.
But this is part of yoga, I think. Because I think being a yoga teacher is kind of how should I say, treat us as life. I mean, teaching yoga is not just technique. Yeah, it's not just poses, breathing techniques. It's more like it involves how to live. Yeah. So in this aspect, that's why kind of I can't separate from yoga and life.
Yeah, because many people ask me, what is yoga? Like, what do you do in there? Like, you make poses. I'm like, no, not just poses. Like, mainly I don't do poses. Like I'm not that, whatever poses people do. I haven't, not yet. I would say not yet. I can't say I can't, but not yet. But for me, I told them yoga is not about stretching or poses. It's about you listening to your body and your soul as well. Like how you control your mind is more important than, you do it for the muscle or you do yoga for whatever poses you want to post on Facebook or Instagram. Because I've known so many people doing yoga just to show off that they're doing yoga.
Yeah.
So I don't want that kind of mindset affect what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing is very nice. So please continue.
Thank you. I will. When did you start yoga, by the way?
I think when I was in Australia, I would say third year of university.
Oh, they're quite
roughly
young
4
age.
or 5 years already. Yeah.
Oh, but still 5 or 4?
4 or 5, yeah.
Oh.
Third year of university. So I would say I was about 24, 23.
Why did you choose yoga?
Honestly, I don't know.
So you found a class.
Yeah. Like actually one of my friends, she was like, do you want to join me? Because I'm going to test out this yoga class. I'm like, okay, sounds nice. Because before I just trained in the gym, weightlifting or building muscle.
Yeah.
But then I joined one class. But after that class, I feel like gym is good. Like going to the gym, lifting weights, nice, perfect. But doing yoga is harder than going to the gym. People say, lifting weights is hard. But for me, doing yoga, you have to work on your body, different type of muscles.
Yes.
You need to be flexible. you need to listen to your body as well. You can't push yourself too hard either. Like, it's actually yoga teach me to be patient as well. So I like that kind of idea and like that kind of mindset after that class. So I continue going back there.
Oh, that class.
Yeah. And then when I moved here, my friends know that I'm getting a little sad because I can't do yoga anymore. It's like new country. You don't know who is who and like.
Yeah, true. Like, there's no kind of information.
And like COVID as well.
Yeah, true.
So we just like going on Facebook like Yoga Tokyo and like there are quite a few, but when you read something, you can't. It's like the energy is not there.
Oh.
But then I read yours. I'm like, I want to join this class, and I did. Yeah,
because I think the place was quite far from your place, right? It's not really close, but still, you joined my class and continue the practice.
Sorry.
For 3 years.
Yeah, like before I lived in Koenji, it's like an hour.
Yeah. Was it closer?
It's closer.
Now? Yeah.
No. Oh. Now it's like 1 hour and a half for me.
Yeah, it's so much farther.
And I don't know. I feel like yoga is more than, I don't know, especially for your class as well. Like, it's just more than the distance I have to travel. Like, I'm willing to pay for that long and to be here and healing myself and like growing up, being part of the journey with you because you guided me a lot. I know some people were like, oh my God, it's too far. I'm not going to travel for 1 hour and a half. Literally 3 hours a day of my Sunday.
Yeah. That's a kind of short travel.
So I'm like, I don't care. Like, if it makes me happy, I'll do it. If it makes me feel relieved, it's like the session where I can be relaxed after a long week at work. So why would I stop? Yeah, that's how I see things.
Yeah, that's great.
I'd rather do this than just, I don't know, do something that I don't like for 1 hour and a half.
Yeah, because you're great because you've found a lot of your favorite in Tokyo, like more than me, right? So you have many favorite places to go. So so there are many favorite people. So
I don't know how.
That's because of your personality.
I honestly don't know how. Like, going here 1 hour and a half, but I got to see you doing the yoga, but then also the coffee place.
Yeah, you really like.
I have friends around here as well. It's not just, it's good to care for people and to see them and like to see them like, you know, growing together. Kind of.
Part of your life.
I don't know. I think it's just me. I think it's just me. I don't know why and how, but
you kind of like get along with people naturally.
People tend to say that. They say like it's easy to talk to me for some reason, and I'm like, okay, I'm being me. Like, so I'm glad that they feel comfortable and like they want to be my friends because you know, I don't know how.
Yeah, that's great. So you enjoy you enjoy your life in Japan, but at the same time I think you have some like difficulties here. So what's your struggle in Japan or like difficult part to live?
The most difficult thing for me is the language.
Yeah, because you don't know Japanese at all, right?
Yeah.
Before you came to Japan.
Yeah.
That's surprising too. So
I think I like to do this to myself because when I moved to Australia, I did not speak English at all.
Oh, at that time too.
Yeah. And I'm like, let's move to Japan with no Japanese.
That's so adventurous.
I know. And I'm like, you know what? Language is important, but it's not, I don't let it stop me like to get to know other people and other culture. I'm not letting it stop me. But I think language is the most difficult things when I live here because, as you know, like some paperwork in Japan, they're just full on in Japanese.
Yes, somehow.
And even though like they're quite international, like country, but still.
Yeah, I know. Because I help Johnny sometimes when he needs to do like city office stuff. Yeah, and I didn't know that. Sometimes there's no English speaker, and then the document is only Japanese. And kind of you needed to fill in Japanese. Yeah, so it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it's very hard. Like if you go to the bank or I don't know, the ward office. Like, yeah, everything's just in Japanese. Rarely there will be someone who's speaking English. So I think that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, I think so, because that's why I think so. Traveling Japan and living in Japan are different, right? Totally different.
I love how people say, "Oh my God, I can live in Japan forever." I'm like, yeah, try it. Like, and sometimes, like my friends or my family, I would say my family more. They was like, "Oh, you live in Japan for 3 years now. You probably can speak Japanese very well."
Oh no!
I'm like, "Excuse me, do you know like Japanese have 3 different like
letters?
Yeah,
characters.
Like different kinds of like alphabet. No,
alphabet letters. Characters.
Yeah, characters. Yeah. So and like it's not easy.
Yes.
I'm only learn like phrases or like a word.
Yeah.
I can't learn grammar. And my brain have to like constantly switching languages because I speak Vietnamese with my family, English mainly with my friends, and then Japanese sometimes with like, you know, just like daily life a little bit here and there. So I have to constantly switching over. And it's hard. Learning language is hard.
Yeah, Japanese is totally different structure.
So sometimes I did try, but
you learned, right?
I learned, but
you do every day, right?
On Duolingo.
Yeah, I know.
Like at least it's for 5 minutes a day. I'm okay with it.
It's a good effort.
Yeah. Like at least I remember like some little words. So next time when I hear it, I'm like, oh, I know this word. I know what you mean now. So learning a language for me is not about the grammar. It's like how much you understand from like the whole sentence. You can pick up like the main idea. That's how I learn.
Yeah.
And then I'm kind of happy about it. I'm proud of myself. I'm not saying I'm bad, but
yeah, because you're surrounded Japanese like for 3 years. Yeah, you absorb many words and phrases.
Yeah, for now, I can listen, but I can't reply. Like,
you can understand roughly?
Roughly.
Oh,
but sometimes
great.
I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I think language is the most difficult things for me. Yeah.
To live. Yeah.
Another part is about food. Because being vegetarian in Japan, so she's vegetarian, so that's why I kind of had to find food. Yeah. Like you always have to make sure that they didn't put any fish or...
Yeah, because we use dashi, so soup stock, basically. So, yeah.
But other than that, I love it here. No, except for the summer. No, I think the summer would be on the top more than the language for me.
Humidity and hot.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, people blame.
Oh, I can't. No, I can't. I don't know. It's very rough for me.
But you're born and raised in Vietnam, right? Is it humid?
It's not that bad, to be honest.
Really?
It's hot, but Japanese summer for some reason is very like
yeah, kind of. Maybe because of Tokyo. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just went to Vietnam recently.
Yeah.
And even though it's hot, but it's not that humid for some reason. I expect Vietnam to be more humid.
Yeah.
But then it's actually not. So I'm like, oh, I can survive this.
You
But
can
when,
stand
well,
that environment.
yeah, but whenever like I think about Japanese summer, I'm like, I get that kind of like nervous feelings, like, you know, the feeling was like, oh my gosh, I'm scared.
What? Scared?
It is scary.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It just,
You feel anxious.
I feel anxious.
Like in the humid.
Yeah. It's like, I don't want to go out. Please just let me stay inside. That's me. I'm like, whenever I think about the summer in Japan, I'm like, I don't want to go out at all. I'm happy to stay inside. Because whenever I step out there, that heat just like hit to my face, and it's like, it's just nah.
Yeah. So you go back to Australia every summer. So during stay in Japan.
I did. Because it's winter there, so it's very nice.
And dry.
And dry. Yeah. No. I don't think I will experience any summer kind of season this year. Because I'm going to move back home soon. Yeah. It's going to be autumn and then winter again for me.
True.
So it's very nice. I'm happy.
But that's some like humid area in Australia, right?
Yes.
So I've heard it depends on the area.
So basically I'm from Perth, so it's west, southwest kind of lower. But if you go to Northern Territory or Queensland, it's very humid.
Queensland. Yeah, I've heard that name.
It's very humid. It's just similar to Japan.
Oh.
That's why people say, I think it's dry in Australia, or but I don't know. Australia is so big.
Yeah. Huge.
Huge. Like from Queensland, if you want to fly down to Perth, it's going to take you 6 hours, 7 hours.
Is it bigger than the US? Which is bigger, Australia and the United States?
I think the US would be bigger. I don't know. But I think the US is bigger. Let me just like, yeah. So, I think we're big, but we're not that big. So, and in the middle of Australia, literally no one's lived there. So, but in the US, you can live anywhere.
Kind of spread.
Yeah. So, we just.
Yeah, so I've learned a lot of things like about the world lately because of tour guide job.
It's good, honestly.
It's very fun. Yeah,
you get to meet new people, learn about their cultures.
Yeah, so because I'm not the one to make many new friends. Yeah, I mean like. When you learn English, some people really recommend make foreign friends, right? So, but for me, like being friend is not something like that. It's not something like to learn. It's different. So I want to practice English, but it's not. It's not. I want to be friends with foreign people. It's kind of a bit different for me.
Also, like different. Like,
being friends like happens like naturally. Yeah, it's not something for purpose for me. Yeah. That's why I didn't do that, and kind of it's sometimes annoying. Yeah, so like that's why I use online lessons every day to speak English. Yeah, but I've got this job and I can practice English and I can meet people. So yeah, it's very like good for me.
I think that's nice because I understand like having friends speaking another language where you're not good at can be frustrating.
Sorry, what? I'm sorry, but
it's like, for example, if I have a Japanese friend who doesn't speak any English, it would be hard for me to like
communicate.
Yeah. Even though we have Google Translate or whatever, but still like.
You mean so in that case, like for example, you want to learn Japanese?
No,
or like
it's just like normal friendship.
Yeah, but in that case, it won't happen, right?
It can happen.
It can happen,
but
how?
Because again, like it's more than just a language. So
yeah, but still.
it's like, because I have a friend like from my previous job, like she can speak little English.
Yeah.
But mainly she communicate with me through like the Google Translate, and like,
okay.
or maybe she understand what I'm talking about, but she can't reply.
Okay.
So, but I still have a good friendship with her because we being real to each other.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you say, okay, let's meet up with a friend to practice English, that friends cannot be your friend.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So that friend is just for the language learning purpose.
Yes. And sometimes like different purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's very annoying. So yeah, that's why like kind of English lesson is easy. Just the purpose is learn English. Yeah, speak English. It's very clear. Yeah, the teacher is teacher, the student is student. Yeah. So that's why I used that structure. Like, yeah.
Oh, the platform that you used.
Platform. Yeah. So, cause I'm having that so like 4 or 5 times a week right now. So if I do this with my friends, I need to make like 100 new friends or something like that. Yeah, it's impossible.
Nah.
Yeah.
True.
That's why, yeah, kind of this is my like new challenge.
No, but it's good to meet new people, and if you feel that you can make connection with them, you can keep in contact.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It happens. Yeah, maybe naturally I can like be friend with them.
So
yeah,
that's nice. That's very cool though, and it's very brave of you, to be honest. Like meeting new people, speaking in another language, taking them around to see like your home as well.
Yeah, because
it's very nice.
Because basically, like my foreign friends is like Kelly and Johnny. That's all. So basically, that's why I had no idea my English is good enough, because you guys understand my English because of like, basically you guys are teacher, English teacher. And maybe like you are used to Japanese English, probably.
No.
Because I have no idea. So that's why. So now I understand, okay, everyone understand my English.
I told you so many times.
No, kind of just, I can't believe that, because, yeah, there's no, like...
Well, I know what you mean. Like, sometimes it's like your friends telling you something. Like, you're like, no, but you guys know me too well. And you're like, okay. But then when you hear from someone else, you're like, oh yeah, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, it happens.
So now you trust us.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Okay, they are correct.
I'm glad. Just confidence. Like I told my students as well. Like, I'm telling like, you don't have to speak perfect English. You know, like, you don't have to speak perfect in any language, I would say, as long as you show or like telling us what you really want and do your best. Then that's it. That's enough. So yeah.
Yeah, because you mentioned that you're not native English speaker, right?
No,
you
I'm
learned
not,
later. Yeah.
I still make mistakes.
Well, but now you're a teacher, right? So how long does it take to like speak English confidently for you?
I honestly don't know, but to be confident in myself.
Yeah, I'm okay. Like
I was
in Australia.
There's no answer for that, to be honest.
Because you needed to go to like school, right?
Yeah. I think I would say university. Because during high school, mainly I just study, like focusing on study, like to get enough score to university. And yeah, but it's over timing with the support from my friends as well. Like friends very important. That's why we tell you like, your English is good. But sometimes I doubt myself, like I'm not sure if my English is good or not. And even now, like when I talk to my friends who's the native speakers, sometimes like, oh, my English is so bad. And I was like, Kelly, what are you talking about?
You still feel that way?
I still feel that way. Honestly, I still feel that way because sometimes if my friends use, long words or the words that I haven't heard before, I kind of get the meaning, but it's still like messing with my head. I'm like, what does that mean? So they have to explain it. And sometimes they talk and I space out and I can't understand them. So it still happens. And, I make grammar mistakes all the time. But I think that's part of learning. You will never stop learning.
Yeah.
So you make mistakes, you realize you make mistakes and you learn from it and you, you just grow from it. And it takes me 10 years to have this confidence, like to stand up in front of everyone to teach.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a journey. I wouldn't say one day you'd be like, oh yeah, I'm good. It's like every day you're up and down.
True.
So I think everyone's learning every day. If you say that, okay, I stopped learning, that's not true.
Yeah, true.
And I feel like if I make mistakes in front of my students, that shows to them like, yeah, my teachers make mistakes too, so I'm allowed to make mistakes. I encourage my students to make mistakes because that's how you learn. You're not learning from getting all 100%.
True.
So, yeah.
Is it rare to be an English teacher as it's not your native language?
Is it hard?
I mean, is it common?
Common? In Australia,
Yeah.
I think it's normal because I had one teacher who's also Vietnamese, but
At school.
So I think because we've been through the process of like moving to another culture, learning a language, adapting to like a new lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we kind of understand
True.
how hard it is. And then that's why we decided to be a teacher, to help other people who are in the same situation.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it's normal. But I think it's also depending on like what the school looking for from the teacher as well.
Yeah.
So sometimes they prefer to have someone who speaks English as the first language.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
So it's very...
It depends on that situation.
But I think in Australia, we don't mind. Anyone speak their own way. And like that's why we have different accents in Australia as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's like some Vietnamese people speak English, but in that kind of accent, Vietnamese English accents. It's like Japanese and English or Singaporean with English. So yeah, we have different kind of accents. So we're used to everything.
So you've experienced moved to another country like 3 times in your life right now, right? So that's a lot for me. So so can you tell like advice or tips to adapt new environment?
The first thing is just be yourself. Like don't try to be part of the community. Just be yourself and slowly you will find your way, merge in with them. Because people want to be your friends because of who you are, not because you're the same as them.
Yeah.
Like that's me. Like when you go to another country or a new place, just be yourself. You automatically draw people with the same interest as you.
True.
So yeah, and another thing is like don't be afraid to make mistakes again, or like to go out there to have fun and learn. Like always have that kind of mindset, like you learn something every day. Don't expect like, oh, I know everything. I don't like that kind of mindset. So for me, I learn something new every day, even like a little thing. For example, if I hit myself to the table, I'm learning like I shouldn't put this position next time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
even such small things you learn. Yeah.
So yeah, just just be free. Like let yourself experience something that you're scared of, I would say.
Be open.
Be
to
open.
New possibilities.
True.
Yeah.
It's like don't limit yourself. Don't underestimate yourself.
I love the word.
Don't underestimate yourself.
Yeah.
You don't know who you are. Just try it. If you don't like it, you're not doing it next time. But just don't say, oh, that looks weird, and like stop doing it. Just try it. You know? Except for if you're scared of height, just don't do roller coaster. That's me. I learned from it. I'm like, I'm not gonna try that.
You're scared of height?
I do.
But you climbed Mount Fuji.
I'm like, you know, like speed with height.
Oh,
That's the most scariest thing for
okay.
me. I don't mind like climbing
Little
up,
by
but
little.
going down is scary for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, going up because I'm just keep looking forward.
Oh, true. Going
like,
down, you can see.
Yeah, that's why when we hike Mount Fuji, like when we goes down, like when we went down, I always like sit down to like,
Oh, did
like
you?
kind of crawling down, honestly, because I'm scared of height.
Yeah, kind of. So we hiked Mount Fuji together last year.
We did.
Yeah, that was so kind of very open view, more than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of you can see very.
Like it's quite steep.
Yeah. It's a bit scary for me too. Yeah.
But I think because we're there together, we kind of like support each other as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, come on, Megumi, you got this.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving.
We
breathe.
supported each other really well.
I feel like if I go by myself, I would have like gave up already.
I think I couldn't. It's impossible for me by myself.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, we did well. I'm so proud of us.
Yeah.
I told my family that. Like, no.
So I'm going to leave Japan soon. So what's your how to say how should I say what are you excited the most?
Excited.
Yeah, near future or like for next step?
For now, my goal is to go back to Australia, see my dogs again, spending good quality time in nature.
Oh,
Because I miss the beach so much, and like the trees and the air, like it's just different. And I don't know what I'm going to do next year. Like half of me, I want to move back to Vietnam because I want to learn about my culture again, because I left Vietnam when I was 14. Even though like teenagers, you kind of learn something. But for me, because I've been hanging out with like all Australian and Westerners people, like Western friends. So I kind of forgot about my own culture. And I wasn't that close to my mom compared to before as well. So recently went back to Vietnam. I kind of feel like Vietnam like changed a lot since I left. So I just want to learn more about where I'm from.
Yeah, your true like nature, your origin.
Yeah, like my roots, like why people doing this, why we keeping this. Because for me, I know more about Australian history.
Oh, really?
And Japanese culture than I know about Vietnamese culture.
Really?
Yeah, for some reason, I'm just like, if you ask me go from my house to Shibuya, I know the way. Or Shinjuku, I know the way. But if you ask me to go from my house in Vietnam to like this certain district, I'd be like, guys, I don't know where I'm going.
Maybe you haven't experienced when you were a child.
Yeah. So, you know, like I'm like, oh, actually, I need to spend time here a little bit more.
You will see the different.
Yeah.
You will see from the different perspective.
So, half of me, I'm really excited about it. But again, I have to move back to Vietnam, which can be a shock for me because changing culture like constantly, especially when you grow up, it's going to be hard to adapt to the new environment again. But I think that's what I want to do in my life because, learning, growing, adapting to like new stuff.
Yeah. It's something
good.
like your theme.
Yeah, it's my theme. Always like on the road.
That's so nice.
It's scary though.
Always, like to try new things is always scary. Yeah, but at the same time, it's exciting.
True.
Yeah.
True. So, yeah. I feel like, I don't know, some people might say I'm wasting my time.
What? Some people say?
Yeah, because like, especially we Asian as well, like my family keeps like, oh, when are you going to get married? Or when are you going to settle down?
Yeah.
Or when are you going to buy the house? I'm like, please.
Yeah, it's very old style.
I'm like, I'm happy with where I am right now.
Yeah.
I want to do these things before, I die. And you don't want to like get a lot of money and then when you die, you can't take them with you. But like those experiences and like memories, it's like follow you forever.
Yeah, nobody can take from you.
And when I feel like when I get old, if I have kids or grandkids or even like my students, I want to tell them those stories. Like my experiences about the world.
Yeah.
Because if you have money and then you have no experience or stories to tell them, like, oh yeah, I do this to find this much money. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh. So, yeah.
That's nothing waste. Yeah.
That's why I'm kind of like, block those, like set up the boundaries. Like, I love them.
Yeah.
But sometimes I need to cut these down. Like,
yeah, this is kind of like one of your big topic, right? So to set a boundary.
True. Set up the boundary. Like, thank you for telling me. Thank you for caring. But I'm living my life. I'm not hurting you or taking away your money. Like, I know that you care, but I want you to be supportive, not judging me. So, no, that's good. And I'm glad that I have friends supporting me as well. So thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you too. Yeah, it's kind of close to like say goodbye. Yeah, but
we definitely see each other again.
Yeah, I will visit your place.
Please do.
I don't know where you're near future, but
maybe anywhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Everywhere. Maybe. But I don't know. I'm entering the new world soon. Into the unknown.
Next chapter.
Scary though. Scary. Exciting.
Enjoy.
Nervous.
Yeah.
Everything could happen. So
yeah. But this is a kind of fun part of life. So because this is not something you can experience all the time. This like certain point kind of change the chapter. Yeah, before the change.
Yeah. It's just like you have to end something in order for the new things coming.
True.
Yeah. So I love Japan, but I think it's time for me to move on.
Because you told me that way all the time.
Yeah. I told you like I feel like I think it's time to move on because I feel like it's not like enough of experience. You never learn enough experience, but it's just like I feel like I'm going around and around now. So I think it's time for me to like start something new. Something like keep me motivated. Or something that I can like extend like the awareness about the world or about love.
Next level.
Yeah. So it's me.
Yeah, that's good. Like to decide, because sometimes people are scary to make a decision to change.
It's good to have friends who support you too, but you're just entering somewhere without your friends there, because for Japan, I have other friends as well. Like I build a new family here. And now I have to say goodbye and like leave you guys here.
Yeah.
Like enter a new world where
make a new family.
And I'm like, oh damn.
Well, that's kind of like, yeah, that's life.
But I don't know. We'll see. Let's find out in the next podcast.
We will see. Yeah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, yeah, thank you for listening. Okay, then so let's see you.
I hope I see you guys
very
soon.
Then bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.